up, guys? It's Cupcake Menace, and today is my review on Sword Art Online, or SAO for short. And I know I told you guys that I wouldn't be making a video this all week, but I figured I couldn't do that, and I needed something to post, and I figured that this would be alright. So, and I got the idea of doing anime reviews for this week. Because I watched Anime America's 3K celebration on their review of Sword Art Online, and I agreed with some points and disagreed with some points. So this is my personal opinion, my personal review of Sword Art Online, and yeah, so let's get started. Just to let you guys know, you may be offended with some of this stuff I'm about to say. But Sword Art Online, the basic plot is that we are in this anime, and what am I talking about? The main plot of this story is that our main character Kyoto is a beta tester for this game called Sword Art Online. And once the game finally releases and thousands of players are playing, something goes wrong and the logout button's gone. Well, it's not that something went wrong, but it's that the creator basically trapped him in the game. Yeah, so there was one main problem with this anime, and that is that the characters. There was the overuse, normal kind of trope thing of the damsel in distress kind of thing, but it's not the problem that damsel in distress is bad. I mean, Mario can work it. It's not the thing that damsel in distress is bad. It's that they did the damsel in distress thing with characters who were supposed to be tough. That's terrible. So, and the other part is the shallowness in Kyoto, Kirito, and other characters. So, yeah. So, first of all, I'll talk about the shallowness of Kirito. Kirito is the main character, and he's got those main character tropes. He's tough, he has basic problems. Like I said, he has like no problems at all, but the problems he does have are basic and are usually in your normal, everyday hero kind of story. And he's terrible as a character. He's just so shallow and basic, and you can never ever call him a deep character. He doesn't have a deep history of background. He's just this boy who got stuck in the video games and has the aspiration to save everyone. He has the aspiration to save everyone, yet he's dancing along with his in-game wife towards the end of like second season, or like towards the end of the second part of the first season, or it was even like the first part of the first season. I don't even remember. But he and Asuna get married, and it's just like, woo, we're gonna have Yui. Now I know Yui is not an actual child, but we're gonna get to that. But like, it's just, he wants to save everyone. Okay, that's gonna be a separate problem between the character problems and Kirito doing married couple stuff. They're not, the character, like I said, Kirito is very shallow, and the rest of the characters, they don't grow on you just because they don't have a deep history or a deep backstory or a deep plot. It's terrible. So, it's terrible how shallow all of those characters are. When you bring in new characters, it's just shallow. Even the one character that had a backstory, Sinon, she became shallow too, because it's just like, yeah, somehow, like, you're just like, oh, you get to see where, like, she shot this guy because he was trying to kill her mom, and then that's the shallowest backstory I've ever heard. You shot this guy because your mom was trying to, like, he was trying to kill your mom, and now you're afraid of guns, so you start playing this video game called Gun Gale Online to hopefully get more familiar with them. That's the stupidest, non-deep backstory I've heard in a while. It was just not deep enough. If it went deeper into her life, then maybe her backstory wouldn't be so bad. But even the backstory was shallow. The only character with the backstory, and a significant one at that, was shallow. And now, yeah, like I said, all the characters, Silica, Lisbeth, everybody, just shallow. Asuna, shallow. Lisbeth, shallow. Silica, shallow. Sinon, shallow. Kyoto, shallow. The crazy people who keep making these games to trap people in, shallow. They don't even have an evil backstory. Like all good villains should. I mean, Dr. Doofenshmirtz has like 10 of them. Not even 10, like hundreds of them. But they don't even have an evil backstory. Not even one. Not even one. I mean, just like, they're just like, oh, I've always wanted to rule a kingdom. How about I just make this game that traps people in there so I can? It's just like they're little pouty kids who don't get their way, so they do stuff that commits mass murder. Okay, that's a backstory. That's a backstory right there. Yeah, no, it's not. And like I said, all the characters are shallow. Villains don't have backstories. They have no rhyme or reason to why they did that. They just did. Wow. Okay. And let's get back to the damsel in distress thing. That really made me upset, especially since they're supposed to be tough characters. And then you're like, oh, Kirito, save me. With Asuna's proposed cunning and toughness in the first season, she's supposed to know how to get out. She is. She just is. She's absent for most of the series. Most of that part of the series. In Alfheim Online. Unless you count her getting 30-second clips with this man who's trying to convince her to marry him so he doesn't have to do it by force, which he's already in the process of doing that in the real life. So, like, that's not much of a thing. You basically follow the adventures of Kyoto and Yui, with Asuna, the supposed to be second main character, gone off in a tower in a bird cage, yelling for Kirito. This is all you hear from her when that guy leaves. Kirito-kun, please come and save me. I need you. Please tell me Yui's okay. Kirito, I know you'll be here. That's all you hear from her. It's not right. It's terrible. The writers could have done something with Asuna's cunning and smarts and, like, strongness and strongness, that's not even a word, I don't think, but strength. She should be able to do something instead of just letting that guy sit up in here, put his fingers on her lips, do other things that aren't right. And it's just like, why would you want to do that? What? You can break out of that cage. It might have a lock, but you can break out of that cage. You can figure some way out to break out of that cage. You could watch him and put the code instead of just sitting there like with your head down while he's leaving you. Just like, oh, I'm so sad. I don't like you. I like Kirito, but I'm so sad because I can't get to Kirito. But you don't even look at how he's pressing the code in. If you did, you probably pay attention long enough for like 2 days where you could be like, oh, the buttons are in that order. Yes, I can get out of here. I can break out of here. I can get free. I can find Kirito, and I can hopefully get out of this nerve gear mess. You don't do that. You just sit there with your head down as the guy leaves. And you don't even watch the code. I think at one point Asuna did watch the code. but she didn't break out. Or if she did break out, it was like at the end, towards the end, where Yui and Kyoto were already making their way to her. That's the dumbest thing. Then in the not the third season, but then in the second season, we get Gun Gale Online. Okay, this is where Sinon comes in. And Sinon's character is pretty tough for the most part. Until Kyoto breaks through that shell. Then it's just mush. Mush, I tell you. There's supposed to be hard characters on the outside, soft characters on the inside. But no, it's just hard on the inside. Once you break that shell, there's a floodgate of mush that has been broken. It has no soft structure to it. Softness has structure to it. Mush does not. It flows. It was mush. Sinon did the same thing. She was sitting there and she was like, after like Kyoto and her were like getting stuff done, taking care of business, it was like she sat there and she said, "Ooh, oh, this guy's gonna take care of me now? Oh, no need to practice on the Hecate. No need to do this or that. Kyoto's here." And like, it was stupid. It was dumb. Like, for some reason, she couldn't face that gun. Oh, yeah, it was because it was the same gun that she used to kill that man in real life. Which, I mean, I guess that's scarring enough, but it wasn't a very deep backstory. And she was like, at first she like resented Kyoto, but after he beat her, she was just like, oh, well, okay, I don't resent you anymore. And like, she was having a panic attack and Kyoto had to calm her down, and she was having another panic attack and Kyoto had to tell her to shoot no matter what. It didn't matter how she aimed, and she was having another panic attack. This girl just became weak. Panic attack after panic attack after panic attack. Gun encounters, bully encounters after bully encounters in real life after bully encounters. It was terrible. Her friend turned on her, which was the dumbest thing. She didn't try to fight him. She was just like, where is this all coming from? Why are you acting like this all of a sudden? What happened to you? Not get off me. Go somewhere else. You're gonna need to die because you're trying to kill me with a syringe. That makes no sense. When that guy, I'm gonna rear off how she acted in the game to how she acted in real life. When she got out of the game, that guy busted in her house and tried to kill her with a syringe. Since he was her best friend, she was just like, oh no, I shouldn't be trying to fight for my life, trying to find something to hit this guy with so I can knock him unconscious. I should be trying to talk him out of it, or be trying to find out why he's trying to do this to me. Best plan I have ever heard, Sinon. Best plan yet. So, like I said, and like another thing is Yui. Where did Yui come from? Now let's see. She was this weird program, and she came into the other game. She helped Kyoto defeat helped Kyoto find Asuna, and that was all great. But I mean, that's her significance to the plot, and it was not a big significance to the plot. She was a weird little, cute little side character, and that was all she was. Nothing more, nothing less. And also, I'll focus on another point here. The only girl character that doesn't fall in love with Kyoto is his own daughter. Every character that comes into Kyoto's range every female character that comes into Kyoto's range is just putty in his hands, no matter what. Even his cousin/sister. Putty in his hands. Why is this? We never know. It's just like, oh, Kyoto is the irresistible hero. That's why I said it was basically turning into a reverse, not a reverse harem. It was basically turning into a harem. All the girls were surrounding this one boy. It was turning into a harem. Elizabeth, she said she loved him, though Kyoto didn't hear it, because Kyoto's an absent-minded, oblivious guy, so Kyoto didn't hear it. Elizabeth said he loves him. He loved her. Silica blushed anytime she was around Kyoto, so we already knew that. Sinon blushed around Kyoto, acted like she liked him, stuff like that. And his sister liked him, admitted it to him. It was the weirdest thing I had ever seen. And, like, I don't even know, just he was like female eye candy to everybody. And that was the worst thing. And then the other problem, which was that they decide to get married in the game. And while Kirito's prime objective is to save everybody in this game, he is hanging out with Asuna taking care of Yui. Because it is Tomodachi Life / Sims at this point. We're not trying to save anyone. We're not. Like I said, this anime had an awesome plot, but the execution was off, and the main problem was the characters. They just weren't strong enough or deep enough to carry the story, which is basically what characters are supposed to do. So I give this anime a 5 out of 10 for being a mediocre anime. It's not the worst I've seen, but it's definitely not the best. Nowhere near. So, yeah, guys, you might be offended by this, but that's just my own opinion. To be honest, after being seasoned in anime somewhat, this anime was not as good as I used to find it. Anyway, guys, that's it for now. Bye-bye.